Welcome to the Sandbelt Mixed Pairs Championship 25-26 season. My name is Courtney Gabb and I will be hosting you this evening for the matchup of Callie McKirahan and Blair Davidson versus Anne McCarthy and Giora Pomerantz. I'm very, very excited to introduce my co-host, a true champion in his own right, Ali Forsyth. Not only does he get to pick on his fiancée, but he gets to tell us some expert advice in regards to the game. Welcome in, Ali.
Thanks, Courts. Yeah, looking forward to the evening. Should be a ripping game.
Very, very interested to see the outcome of this. We were commenting whilst watching and actually mark the latest singles game that between her and Callie, they would be very, very tight on who holds the most Sandbelt titles. Anne said she's above 25. Callie was saying she's between 20 and 25. So it's tonight, but could, if we get the history books out, could just decide who is the winner in that regard.
Certainly over the last, certainly 10 years, both of them have been prolific in their abilities to be getting down to the nitty-gritty. So not a surprise to me. Certainly Anne's been a good player for a long time and on carpet. Going to be a very, very worthy adversary for Kelly tonight. So it'd be interesting to see how they go.
100%, and look, both of them played very, very well on the carpet at Chadstone last week to secure their spot in tonight's final. So I think, as we all know, in walk pairs, it's set up by the leads, as you say, in pennant. In pennant, it's set up with leads and twos, and the threes and fours determine how much it's won by. It's very similar in a game of walk pairs.
Absolutely. I mean, I think it's a common trap that a lot of teams get stuck with. Actually, they attack too early. They don't play it like a conventional game of fours, and it really is. So strategy is a key part of this format, especially when you're only playing 15 ends. If you make a couple of critical mistakes strategy-wise, you pay for it, and it's hard to have enough time to catch up.
And Giora, he's one of the, I think he'd have to be one of the most underrated bowlers in our region. You know, talking to him before the game, he's won a few region titles, he's won a few club championships in his time, been a part of a few premierships, but he's someone who has the ability to play at any level.
Totally, yep. One of the nicest guys in the region too. I'm a big fan of Giora, and yeah, I would agree with that. I think underrated's a fair statement. I think he's regularly down to the nitty-gritty in Sandbelt events, and extremely solid draw player, and he can play all the shots. He's got a good aggressive game as well. So,
absolutely. And you've seen Blair Davidson come across to Clayton in the last few months?
Very, very impressed. Yeah, look, he puts a lot of time into his game, and he's very versatile, can play in any spot, and he's sort of found his home skipping in our top side over the last few weeks, and he's been doing a great job. And yeah, he's really enjoying his bowls at the moment, and the end result's sort of showing.
And comes with quite the resume, having quite a junior career in Scotland as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, that's it. I mean, you're learning off the best, the best of the best over there, and I think any of those younger guys, and we've actually seen a lot around the Victoria area that have come over from Scotland, and they can all play. They're all very, very solid. And when you're learning off, some of those high quality players over in the UK, it's no surprise.
He mentioned prior to the game that he sort of debuted in the under-18s and under-25s for Scotland by the age of 13. So he's certainly no stranger to a big stage. I think we can certainly say that we've got three players who are no strangers to a large stage. And as we touched on before, Giora is just a player that can play in any position at any time and compete with the best of the best.
Absolutely, yep. So it all leads to a very good game.
Lovely starter from Anne there.
And a key part to any game, especially in the early ends, is that you're finding your way, and you don't want to let the opposing team off the hook with a soft number early doors. So really trying to keep it nice and tight early doors is a crucial part.
Very, very good reply. Both the girls have opted to play different hands. I like that strategy.
Oh, look, it's just, I guess, what you tend to find in the roll-up, isn't it? Like, whatever you're going to have the most confidence to find centre line and trust that the speed will come. I mean, a surface like this, it's pretty well protected. There's going to be no excuses as far as finding your speed. It's certainly a very good start by the ladies here.
For a surface that runs very consistently speed-wise, I would grade it at 15.5 to 16. Speed-wise, if not a touch quicker at times, it's not got the width you would expect, which I think it's a great challenge for those who are playing on it.
Right. I'll be honest, I haven't rolled on it yet, but I've certainly watched a couple of games on it, and that's, I think, a very fair comment. And I guess sometimes those greens that are very different from what you are used to, what you expect, can take a small time to adjust. But at some stage you've got to trust your eyes and know what's going on and believe what your eyes are telling you. Sometimes it can be a few tricks and that you just it takes a while for the brain to compute, but it's you rather than the surface that's actually doing something out of the norm.
Absolutely. For those of you who are just joining us, we're hosting the mixed pairs final for Sandbelt 25-26. We have Callie McKirahan playing with Blair Davidson, both representing Clayton Bowling Club, playing Anne McCarthy and Giora Pomegrants from Caulfield Park. And we are here live from Caulfield Park. For those of you wondering, we did pre-schedule the final, so it wasn't just a luck of the draw, and that's happened to a lot of us over the years. You end up playing at your home club because it's booked in advance. That was a wonderful bowl from Giora to start off. Very good opener from Blair as well, playing that nice weight. Any tap of the bowl, movement of the jack. Callie was there in position.
Yeah, he's just opened up the jack a little bit more. That makes it easier for it to move. So without getting the shot, he certainly improved the situation. All four players there playing a really good first bowl, so it's just going to be a matter of how you believe your first one and being able to try and repeat it.
They've certainly set the standard, haven't they?
Well, there's certainly no excuses on a surface like this. Should be able to dial it in pretty good, and as I say, all four players are in decent form that they should be able to adapt really quickly and put on a pretty good spectacle. Without adding to the count, the Agura has made it a little bit more difficult for the Clayton pairing, so they're going to have to change hand.
That is the beauty of the walk pairs, though. You can sort of reset, open it up and deal with where the jack lands after.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it's a fine line. He's played this very well.
Very good shot here from Blair.
There we go. That was the benefit of his first bowl, just moving the green bowl out, that it managed to open up a little track for the jack to get through, and he's played perfect speed there and made potentially three. But yes, with the amount of bowls on display, that if you do get in trouble, attacking early is an option. It happens a lot and potentially too much, but there definitely is a time and a place for attacking early to get the jack out of a particularly dicey situation and trying to start again.
I found it interesting before the game, despite having won 25 region titles, a number of state titles and representing the state, Anne said she was nervous. I appreciate that because it just shows you how much she still cares about the game, the sport and the region. It was, a real, I think, a compliment to everyone out there to hear that.
Oh, and look, at the end of the day, nerves are healthy. I think, as you say, like, if you care and you want to do well, that's a good thing. Whilst you don't want to let it get the better of you, it's still, at the end of the day, it's just another game of bowls. Like, I think the fact that, a little bit of light nerves before you start is quite healthy. Once you get into the game, normally an end or so into it, you should be able to get past that. But yeah, I don't see that as a negative thing. Clayton pairing here would be very keen to get a little touch of the jack and just tidy this end up. Kelly's not far away.
Track was perfect for the shot.
The ideal weight for both sides here is probably a dead draw to the 2 metre mark there. If you can see that it's about 18 inches past the jack. from a Caulfield perspective, trying to get under that wing bowl on the left. Anything beating
them to the trail.
Yeah, absolutely. If you leave it to your opponents, you're going to be in a lot of trouble. She can get around the front bowl. She's in business.
I think that was good weight. Was fortunate to get the little ride, but I think she had weight to be right in that area regardless.
Absolutely, and I think with with the miss of the little touch, absolutely was in the right zone. So yeah, there'll be no complaints from the opponent team there. They'll be getting on with it, and there's still a chance of them to make a number. That bowl's a little bit vulnerable. Once again, a very well-weighted bowl. It's created
100%.
probably another third. Whilst there is an element of risk to try and play the second shot bowl out from a Clayton perspective, the opportunity is there, and Giora would be very keen to get another handy bowl to sort of nullify that sort of shot.
Thank you guys all for joining in tonight. We are seeing the stream increase at a rapid pace, so that's great news to hear. We'll reintroduce. My name's Courtney Gabb, and we're very, very proud to present and produce the Sandbelt 25-26 Region Mixed Pairs Final with Callie McKirahan and Blair Davidson as a pair representing Clayton Bowling Club. And they are against Anne McCarthy and Giora Pomegrants from Caulfield Park. We are live from the Caulfield Park Dome, and what an amazing facility it is. They've got their own live streaming gear in-house. We have our wizard on the joystick directing the program, young Jack out the back here, who's doing a brilliant job. And I'm joined by none other than the champion himself, Ali Forsyth from Clayton. So welcome, everyone. Please let us know how you're watching. Are you sitting at the bowling club? Are you sitting at home? Chime in, let us know where and how you're watching. In there. Still makes it difficult for, same thing, Giora's got to be careful here weight-wise, can't afford to move Annie too much.
Yeah, definitely. Like the pocket in behind the jack is pretty much dominated by the Clayton pairing, so he is playing weight, which is a little bit of a surprise. He's played under the line.
A very, very good call there from Kelly, requesting one on the wide side.
Yeah, where Giora's bowl landed is a really good aiming point for Blair, just a dead draw to that position on the high line. He does get back to the jack, there is benefit, but it'd be a very risky play. It looks like he's just under the weight.
1-2 Team Davidson and McKirahan in the opening end of the mixed pairs final, and what a standard to start off with. We're N1, and if that continues this way, we are in for an amazing night of spectating. How early in a game would you be bringing your length and your sort of specialties into a game like this? Do you go first end, you get the mat, or do you wait a little bit?
I tend to leave the early doors to the league, because at the end of the day,
what they're rolling best is up to them.
Right, they've got to be able to get close, and my strategies are sort of plan B if it's not working. Often it's dictated actually who I'm playing against, and sort of you get a read on their game after a couple of ends, and try and sort of make a judgment call there. It's all sort of done on, most of it's done on the fly. You can go in with a plan A and a plan B, but if you notice something in the first couple of ends, that can all change really quickly. So if you notice your opponent isn't as much of an aggressive player, then you might have a different strategy, play a shorter end or closer to the ditch. Rather than, might drag the mat, closer to the 2 metre mark, or play the jack shorter if they're, more competent or more likely to try and run a jack in sort of thing. So, look, there's a number of different ways you can go about it, and probably sticking to your strengths more so than an opponent's weaknesses, but still sort of taking that into account.
Yeah, absolutely. Good opening bowls here. One theme I have noticed change is they're both playing the same hand now. Obviously different direction, but...
That would be more the norm.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be too often you would see, the leads playing different sides of the ring both ways. That would be kind of strange, but not impossible. Once again, it's just whatever you think you can find the centre line better with. Because ideally, once you've locked that information into your brain, and you're only thinking about weight, and the less things we can think about when we're on the mat, keep it nice and simple, I think you've better chance for success.
Just a touch shy there, but still in that first few ends zone.
Yeah, without nailing it, they've got 3 handy bowls there within sort of 2 feet, and certainly a good platform to work with.
Nice positive lead bowl there from Giora, or opening bowl, should I say. Sent it with purpose, wasn't afraid to reach the jack, knowing full well that, Kelly's receivers were there, but that's the game you've got to play.
And where Annie finished her, bowls are just, jack high or pass. There's always the value of just overplaying the draw shot. So keeping all the bowls in the game, it's the idea. Giving yourself as many options for the back end of the end. And it's sort of forcing Clayton into playing a bowl past the head because they didn't really have anything there. Still doesn't stop Giora from playing his shot though. He's got the chance to play that metre away and sit the bowl or trail the jack. Something very similar to his last, maybe just adding a couple of feet. Body language suggests he wasn't so happy with it.
Going off what Blair's did, yeah, I did think it would be around those bowls. He's bowling with the traditional Dreamline, so it's about a 20-year-old set of Dreamline, so slightly wider than what the XG would be.
Yeah, very good old set they are, the old Dreamlines. A good bowl for any surface, really, like whether you're playing on a relatively quick track or even something that's a bit slower, they're still going to get that nice bit of turn.
They are the hybrid of the XG and the Tiger these days, aren't they?
Right. Yep, very much so. And Clayton pairing here would be very keen just to change this up. Just a full draw. Don't want to let Annie have it first go at it. She played it very well there, Kelly.
Great shot by Cal and a toucher.
Probably a bit stiff to get to jack high and leave a little bit of a landing pad. If that was in front of the jack, that would have been a far more beneficial result for them. And he can play this with pretty any sort of freedom, any weight she wants. She's in the area.
Well casted here.
It's a good shot.
I think you can award that same as the last stand. It was very good weight for the shot. So regardless of the bit of assistance, I think she was right in the game.
Absolutely. All on the speed here for Kelly. Looks a fraction quicker.
It's remembering to trust your bowl to throw it narrower than normal as well for the speed. It does take a couple of ends to get that into your head. Any weighted shots, you're nearly, if you're going full drive, especially for someone like yourself, you'd be nearly under the line.
Well, I think it sort of almost forces you to play that extra way to try and take that guesswork out of it, and the in-between shots can be the trickier ones to sort of nail.
Another well-weighted shot there. She was right in the zone. Yes, got a little bit of an edge, but
it was a good little shelf to use, to be fair. She probably is added to that shelf, so Blair's got plenty to work with. But you'd rather have the shots here than not, so Caulfield Park Piering will be pretty happy with the situation.
Yeah, Annie's at the back is absolutely gold now for them.
Yeah. Well, Kelly has got one right down the back, so if it does go right back, Blair
Jack
might
in
look
the pit
right.
weight, yeah.
Blair on the attack. They're watching it with great...
Giora is the club coach here at Caulfield Park, so he did make a joke himself prior to the game saying hopefully his drills pay off. And I'm sure he's played a few upshots in the drills with on a Sunday that he does with the club. Fortunately, Annie was just in the road to see what happened entirely there. But it is their game here too, so it's very easily done when you're in any form, whether it's pennant or region final. It's your head, it's your game. I can't blame them. You just do it out of habit.
Yeah. For the most part, we're pretty lucky that the players are pretty open and receptive to moving out to the side. Sometimes they forget, so we'll give them a pass for the most part. So it looks like Giora's got a bit unlucky there and just rolled in the second pink bowl there, so it'll be 2 to Clayton currently. Would think that it's highly unlikely that both of those pink bowls would disappear, so looks like Kelly's standing a little bit past the head there, hoping for a cover bowl. The last thing they want to do is to sort of add another bowl in there to change an angle or create a bigger target than what's already there.
Yeah, it's probably, I think they'd be liking the angles and the way it's set up as it is. It's not too wide of a target.
Right. And the last thing Giora will want to do is put that pink shot bowl through the jack down to the back of the rink where they potentially drop 3 or 4. So trying to find a way here just to drop one. One's never really hurt you for the long haul. But yeah, trying to avoid dropping that number. So it's not impossible he could try and draw a shot. There's a number of options here available, really is. We could just go flat out at it, try and kill it. Done a really good job there, as it so happens. He's got one of the pink bowls out and it's close for shot. He's got shot out of it even. That's a brilliant result.
What a ripping bowl. Just plays that beautiful controlled weight, doesn't he?
And he wasn't going to do too much damage if he missed. Like the worst case scenario was the current 2 that he was down. Getting the shot there was obviously the ultimate result. But I'm sure he would have been just as happy if he dropped one there. A couple of really solid ends to start the game. Both sort of sides just filling each other out, and you know they've all played some really good stuff. So it's going to be an intriguing battle. I think this is one that could go right down to the wire.
Yeah, I don't see any 2 ends prior to the 15 ends coming off the green tonight with the standard that's been.
Yeah, you find it hard to believe, especially, Giora and Annie coming up, playing on their home surface. They're going to know this green really, really well. You expect them to play well for a vast majority. And
Annie sent this one with real confidence, forgetting to remove her chalk.
I don't know why the chalk always seems to fall on the bottom part of the bowl, so you've got to move it.
You've got to move it.
Never finishes on the top.
Two good openers there from Annie. Cal was just a touch through, but same thing, changing. And for those of you who are just tuning in, whether you're tuned in via the Sandbelt page, the Caulfield Park page, the YouTube channel, please remember to follow all of the pages so you can continue to watch all of the streams over the coming months. We've been fortunate enough to host a couple of Sandbelt finals here, and Caulfield Park are streaming most weeks, whether it be their night pennant sensational bowl there from Cal.
Yeah, I think both teams will be relatively happy with that setup. Annie's got 2 cracking seconds, and Kelly's got 1 rod on the jack and 1 bowl pass. So that's plenty to work with for both guys going down to the mat now.
There's something to be said about the blue surface, the darker it gets as well. I find it's a lot brighter to bowl on.
Yeah, right. It's certainly an impressive sight. So I think, very, very lucky to have this set up here at Caulfield, and I'm sure it's going to be well used in the coming years.
Perfect weight there.
A little bit of a nuisance bowl there. That might just make it a little bit harder for Giora to picture his bowl coming into the head. It's probably still possible to draw a shot on his forehand, but he won't want to hit that last bowl in. It's only going to take 1 roll and it'll get into the count.
This would be a true tale if his Dreamlines are the right choice for him tonight with that wider turn.
He's not far away.
If nothing else, it's a very, very good second shot.
And I think at that speed, he probably wouldn't have pushed it in far enough had he played that narrow line. So he'll be very happy with that. Blair will be very keen to get another handy one. That pink bowl is very, very lonely at this point in time. I think his speed there was pretty good, just a bowl tight.
Speed was, near on perfect by the look. It's great to see so many people rock up and watch it in person. Live stream is the best, worst thing we have because we are all creatures of habits, and sometimes there is nothing better than sitting in the comfort of our own home, watching it on the television. So thank you to those who have made the effort to come out and watch, and the bar and food facilities here are nothing short of unreal. They've put on a beautiful barbecue for all the spectators and players. So kudos to Caulfield for taking the opportunity to impress all their guests this evening.
And he looks to be continuing here on the forehand. Maybe Kelly can draw another close one here, it's going to make it a lot tougher. Very, very good speed.
On this sort of surface, your good speeds are going to get those results regardless if the line's centimetre perfect or not too.
Dead right.
We've seen a lot of, extra results come through from a ride or a wick, but that's going to happen on a surface like that. They're not going to be punished for good weighted bowls.
And because everyone's a big chance of getting close, there's going to be more bowls to use.
Yep.
So it's not like there's only one within a metre. You look here, like outside of that one bowl of Kelly's, it's sort of 4 feet past. Everything's in the zone, which is great. It's going to give them more options, and it's going to give us a heck of a lot more to talk about.
100%.
Backhand draw again. I wouldn't imagine she'd be changing her speed too much. A bowl tighter gets it close to the green one, and a bowl wider just is going to get into the pack of the Caulfield bowls there. Bowl higher it is. Just splits them all up.
Another one that's ready sort of to catch, isn't it?
Yeah. There's a big chance if Gura just plays a little bit of weight there, the jack could just spit through straight down the line. So they're all pretty well mixed in there at the moment. And as we've seen in previous ends, he's pretty comfortable playing that speed, so there's lots of options.
Got lots of people chiming in here, so thank you for chiming in and letting us know where you're watching. Continue to do so. A big shout out to a few of them. So Tess is a Sandbelt region girl herself, so well done for chiming in, Tess. We've got Blair's parents chiming in from Scotland, so that's pretty awesome.
Nice.
Let us know what time it is over there. Are you? Is it pajama time, or is it? Are we waking up to watch the game?
Yeah, I would say they'd be just waking up. I'm still half on UK time, so I've got a rough idea what's going on.
Yeah, you've got a rough idea of the jet lag that it brings.
Has he played enough weight to hold us up? He's not far away. Just could have done with another metre.
And we'll echo, because during the night we will share our opinions, but just because it's an opinion, it doesn't mean it's right, as we all know. But I would have expected him to play a little bit more weight there. So the touch weight I was slightly shocked with, but he's the one out there, and he's the one that knows the green better than the rest of us.
Don't know what you're talking about. We were always right. But no, I'm sure he would have been attempted just to play that couple of feet through. So he'll be pretty keen to correct that with the next bowl. See, I was saying is that we never mean to play a bad bowl, but they happen from time to time. And you were still only a couple of feet away. Like even the bad ones on here are still not going to be that bad.
No,
it's that good a surface. You're going to get close most of the time. Blair's not far away here. It's not a bad result without getting another counter. Just a little bit more protection.
Close enough to the line.
Yeah. Just to try and give Gura a different look. If you give this, the good players the same look twice, they're generally going to play it. So just trying to get something else in the eye. And the one thing, because he slightly underplayed his last bowl, he'll be conscious of not overplaying the next bowl. So this next one's going to be all about the speed. Following it with interest. He's played it very,
Very,
well.
very good shot there from Giora. 1, perhaps 2. It's 8 a.m. in Scotland, so well done for joining in your morning.
And the funny thing now, because Blair's played that bowl that's 18 inches in front, it's sort of almost hindering himself. So it'll be interesting to see if he just tries to draw around it or if he tries to play through it.
Yeah, pushing it up. If you can get the right, I guess the middle of it, it can potentially slice it out to Callie's area.
Yeah, correct. Oh,
Ooh.
Jack's gone up the green.
Wow.
Deary, deary me. Well, that was definitely not how they drew it up. But they're going to find that Blair's short bowls then are going to be number 1.
That is the game of bowls, isn't it? Sometimes it's not the most accurate shots that get the results, but it's he played weight and got the result.
One of the few times that having a short bowl's actually
beneficial.
Yeah, helped out. Not normally ones that you want to see, and it wasn't a long way short by any stretch, but yeah, Jack found a little ricochet straight up the side of the green.
It's certainly a sport you can't script.
No. And when you think you've seen everything, you'll still find a way to go,
to learn something else.
Wasn't expecting to see that today.
Great starter there from Cal. Just nice positive through the head. And with the way that Jack's sort of been moving and the consistency of bowls, I don't think there's anything wrong with being that couple of foot through with your first.
No, definitely not. Once again, as we talk about this, a nice surface like this and a lot of people getting close, the likelihood is the Jack movement is going to be prevalent for the most part.
So why are you here commentating, Ali? Didn't you get a call up this year?
No, well, because I went to the
Ditched.
UK in January, I was missing the first 2 rounds, and I said, good luck, Cal, you can find someone else. Quite
Hand
comfortable.
Well, you've had your fair share of success as the dynamic duo in the mixed pairs over the last 5 years, so I'm sure Blair's perfect centre line positive bowl there from Blair.
Reasonable reply.
Yeah, beautiful bowl. Matt's up a little bit more this end too. Still playing the longer of the, wouldn't call it short, but it's probably the shortest they've played.
And sometimes just those little fine details, just changing the mat ever so slightly, might not give a different look. as far as what you're showing the opponents, but it might be just enough to throw them off. So but it doesn't seem to have. They're both still getting pretty close, and when they've missed, they've all missed in good areas just past. So I guess it's just a matter of what you're finding comfortable, and it might just be an indiscriminate. Wasn't meant to change the mat length or the jack length. It's just gone slightly different.
Muzza, thanks for your feedback in regards to the loud music, but we're not getting anything through on our feed, so we'll make sure we check all of our YouTube and Facebook channels to see where this loud music is coming from, but thank you for letting us know that. All feedback is, so thank you for letting us know that. We're just depending on the stream. Some are hearing music, some aren't. But anything you want to hear or let us know, yeah, please feed it back. We love it. The more feedback and criticism, comments, we love. We're ready for it all. So no, thank you for letting us know that, Muzza. We really, really appreciate it. Colleen's saying it's at random. So we're working in the back end. We've got our software friends helping us with this little bug in the system. So thank you guys for letting us know. Giora asking for a change of hand just to land in on Blair and Kelly's little pack there.
Had the line, just overplayed it ever so slightly. Still, every bowl is in play.
Yet again, we've got, over 8 bowls right within that zone. Couple of really good back shots.
Lining it up. What's he going to run into? He's close to the gap of the bowls.
Oh, what a shot.
Well, it should be second at worst. It won't be shot, so second helping big time. Gura will be looking to add here. Really can play either hand with freedom. If he draws to Blair's last bowl on the forehand, that's A-OK, and if he touches it, he could make 3, or he could quite conceivably draw on the other hand. Just try and block the jack from being able to move to the Clayton pocket. Forehand's the choice. If he's not quick, he's close. No, he's played it very well.
Beautiful bowl there from Giora. And everything behind the jack. It's a skipper's dream, isn't it?
Well, it is really. There's no excuses here. There's nothing in the road. Full open draw either hand. Even got a nice little backstop to fall off.
They look like they've done a target practice, and the match should be under it. To be fair,
Exactly.
with how well they're all sort of
Yeah.
in the zone.
And here's another one that's on the right angle. How's his weight? Very, very close.
Yeah, brilliant shots there from both skippers.
Spot on. So many options there with the right speed, and he played it to perfection.
If you are tuning in from around Victoria, let us know how your region's panning with the events. Have you finished? Have you won one? Let us know how your season's going. Are you going to be playing finals in the coming weeks? It's all coming to a close. We've obviously got the final of our mixed pairs tonight, which you're watching. We're into the final stages of triples. A couple of rounds left in either area there, and then we're on to Champ of Champs singles. So it's all at the concluding end. And it's been a really big year for Sandbelt, so very, very exciting. We've had sort of record numbers in a lot of the events. It's great to see so many people still interested and wanting to get more and more involved. So I think a lot of it in sport, and that goes for everywhere, including us, is lack of awareness. And it's one thing that we're really trying to push again at club level. I think we've seen in the last 5 years that continual growth. And it's something that's really, really important for new bowlers. You hear it time and time again. Like, I was speaking with someone the other day, a lady I played in the triples, that she's probably her 6th, 7th year and she didn't know it existed.
Yeah, right.
So she's got people at her club playing. She was aware of the events they were winning, but she sort of was under the understanding you had to be at a certain status to be able to enter.
Yeah, right.
So you still get mind blown every time you hear those different comments because...
Yeah, dead right.
Yeah. It can be as simple as the advert in the letterbox. Not always is it obvious.
And look, what a great place to learn. Like, you might be, a newer player, first, second, third year player, but you get the chance to play against potentially, like world-class players.
Absolutely.
And no better place to learn than out on the green on the run.
That's an amazing start there from Cal. Cal and Blair leading 3-1 after 4 ends. So, great question there. The final is 15 ends. We keep it consistent with what the winner will be playing at State Champions Week. So, traditionally, you used to see a lot of sectional games at 15 and then it expand out to 18 ends, but we've kept it consistent with what Bowls Victoria are doing. So, the players are practiced at that prior to winning up to that next stage.
Yeah, it makes total sense. I think you want the format to be consistent. You're trying to find the best of the Sandbelt region in this format to play the same format when you go and play against all the other region winners. So
yeah, the only region events obviously outside of singles being first to 25 or 21, depending on the format of it being novice or open, and obviously triples is 18 because there's only 6 bowls per team.
very good head start there from Kelly. She's front toucher and another one that's just 18 inches behind.
She's getting into that nice tempo now.
It's normally a dangerous scenario for opponents who draw game can be quite lethal.
100%, and that's, as I've seen, both girls last Wednesday night at Chadstone put on an absolute display.
Yeah, and another extremely good carpet with a roof in our Sandbelt region. Very, very lucky. I think the Chadstone, surface is absolutely superb, and once again it comes down to the players just trusting what they see, and once they get it, they really hone in a similar situation to this.
Make sort of everything we get coached and taught on in regards to that tempo and keeping it consistent come down to a real tune. As you said before, there's no wind or weather that's going to change those bowls.
Mm-hmm.
It's Really well weighted, I thought, there from Giora, given the shot, land the bowl, side kick of the jack.
Yeah, correct. The last thing he'd want to do is underplay that and sort of create a roadblock for himself. So that was a really nice speed. He's just on the high line, but it gives him a really good look for his next bowl.
I think he was seeking a little bit of insurance there.
Yeah, his first bowl, I think, was intended to be there, but I don't think he wanted to put both right next to
No,
each other.
I
But
think
he
he
was
was
just trying to
searching
mix
for
up.
the breakup of the Annie Giora pack there.
Definitely. Similar speed, he would hope. Speed, but maybe a bolt tighter. It's whether he holds up. Oh, it's a cracking effort.
They've got a bank there. They're just looking for the money to be deposited.
And going to be ultra crucial for the Clayton pairing, considering they have the first crack here to try and split that little pack up or stop the jack from getting in there. A little bit unlucky there. The right idea is to try and split those ones up. I've found the gap. Interesting that the Caulfield pairing are choosing the backhand here.
Yeah. After all of our promotion in regards to the pull of their bowls, but as we said before, it's purely an opinion in what we're discussing. We can put forward our best thoughts. Doesn't mean it's accurate to what they're thinking or seeing.
No, they'll have a strategy involved that they're trying to implement, and sometimes we'll get it right and sometimes we'll be completely different. Slightly higher line than the last bowl. Going to come down to the speed. Not far away. Desperately unlucky there not to get second shot at least. The beauty of that bowl, though, it does give Giura multiple options, so it doesn't matter what Blair tries to cover here. Giura's going to have some shot to try and not only just get one, but maybe get a multiple. So by Kelly standing out there, that looks like that's where she wants Blair to finish. Out on a very high line that he's going to get around that front bowl. As his speed's good, he can still be in the general area here. It's not impossible for the jack to get there if they play through the shot bowl. Could poke out there quite comfortably. And on most carpets, the jacks tend to run a bit more than less.
Yeah, I've seen it being killed here on sort of just that swinging weight. So.
To be lining up on the backhand. So he's going to continue on the similar shot to what Annie played with the last. On a slightly higher line.
Another one in that pack. It's nearly one, would you start considering going a bit firmer? Understood there's a real mixed bag, but it is tricky. Like it appears from where we're sitting that Kelly's not touching that jack, but understood any movement's good, but there's also a mixed bag. Is it better to go firmer and
As long as you're comfortable with the fact that Jack's not going to come back. You see here Blair coming back again. I think that gives them the 3 best back. So the only danger is if you happen to get the Jack pretty solid and the Jack goes in the ditch and your bowl doesn't follow. Every other result would probably be quite okay going quick. It's not impossible you get both pink bowls clean. But it looks like he might be sticking with the same shot. Yeah.
Kind of line. But less weight.
Less weight, and that's what you'll tend to find. Drop the weight, it will turn earlier. And I think by playing that shot, potentially he was quite happy with just trying to get second shot. It was very hard to draw that and your confidence levels rise. It can be quite dangerous, and from an opponent, you know, they have to work extra hard to try and break that momentum and find a way to win an end and change something up, because you don't want to let, you know, good opponents get comfortable. As we can see right here with the first bowl, very, very tidy again.
In that real happy area, as we've said, Jack movement has taken place every end since they've started the game. So that couple of foot behind is, as we were saying before, there was all bowls behind, which is a skipper's dream as a rule.
Yeah.
Blake, Mr. Naan, in answer to why Ali's not playing, he wasn't selected from Cali. No, that's incorrect.
Got the chop.
He got the chop. No, Potter's got in the way. Is that correct?
Yeah, so the first couple of rounds, first couple of Sundays for this tournament, I was still over in the UK, so decided well in advance back in December that I wasn't going to play any Sandbelt region events after Christmas, so took that worry out of it quite quickly. Enjoying freeing up a few of my Sundays.
It's one thing you don't have as a lawn bowler, is a social life, and that goes for all of us. 2 very, very good shots from Cal. As I said, straight away, Jack movement.
Yeah.
Taking it off the centre line, which isn't a bad thing. It worked for them last end, because you saw a lot of bowls cut to what it should be with really, really good weight.
Decent correction here in the right zone.
Well weighted shot, sent with confidence and purpose, which there's no point being short when you're 2 down.
No, and once again, without getting shot, you know, you're in that little happy zone. It gives Gura plenty to play to. He's got a chance to sit on the pink bowl or a little trail himself, so no problems with that last bowl whatsoever.
Thank you for that comment there, Hoss. That is very good intel, saying the music's coming on as the ad appears. So that will be where the music file is hidden. We've had the software experts working tirelessly in the background, so thank you for that little bit of intel.
Yeah, cracking shot there by Gura.
Yeah, beautiful bowl.
They're looking to play a similar line to his first and probably just drop a metre. Starting to bend in towards the Jack here.
Oh, very good shot as well.
Word, found the gap, but it's great.
Not a terrible home, no.
Yeah. I think Gura would be pretty happy to play a similar bowl, and if he trails at first, even if he was to give it away, it'd be a far better setup for him than to be defensive here, so he can play the same bowl with confidence. You don't need the shot halfway through the end, you need it at the end of the end. So sometimes giving it away to put it in a better situation is not a bad thing.
Absolutely. It's like the skipper that gloats over rink wins. Rink wins don't win premierships. The main board win premierships.
They're important during the year, but once you get to finals, that sort of situation disappears very quickly. Yeah. I've quite often said I'm happy to lose my rink every week if I'm helping the team win overall, and that sounds silly, but if you're playing your opponent's best team and you can keep them to a 1 or 2 shot loss and allow your other rinks to flourish, then that's beneficial to the side winning. So just having that team aspect mindset rather than individual is crucial.
Going by the discussions they've just had, it appears they're going to try and hunt under Annie's front bowl. Giora's last bowl probably put it just in the eye, like granted that you could draw around, but I guess it's, sit Giora's out now. Trail Jack works really well. Opens it up as well.
Yes, well, that does give a few more options. Opens the draw back up on the forehand. But for both sides, the Clayton pairing definitely had the best of the back bowls, and Blair's first bowl at second was right just past the tee there, so they had a few options there. Kelly was just on the high line, but once again gives even more options for the next bowl. Be interesting to see here for the Caulfield Park pairing whether they decide to go to the back. Well, actually where Giora's standing looks like they might head down deep.
For those of you who are just tuning in, we have from the front end Anne McCarthy versus Callie McKirahan. Both girls have won over 20 Sandbelt titles. Anne's won over 25 and Cal's in between 20 and 25. So holding close to 50 between the pair, which makes sense why the two of them are playing in a final.
It's pretty impressive stats, isn't it? Like to be doing that year in, year out. There's a lot of hard toil, a lot of games to be won. As you were talking about earlier, like the numbers in the Sandbelt region events this year have been amazing. Long may that continue. It's great to see so many people getting out there and playing.
Absolutely, and I think, we were touching on prior to the game, they've had to play 7 games to get this far. That's more than winning a state title. When you get to state champs week, it's 4 and you've got the gold. So it's nearly double the muscle memory, double the mental and physical strength of it all. At the same time, we're playing, big rounds of pennant that are concluding the season, whether we get into finals or not. So it's a tough time of year to be able to keep up that physical fitness of it all as well.
Yeah, certainly is a jam-packed schedule, and if you're playing in a lot of the Sandbelt events as well, as you say, midweek pennant, night pennant, Saturday pennant, it's a lot of bowls.
It is the in-joke with our family group chat. Prior to any event going on there, they're just assumed that we'll be replying, we're sorry, we've got bowls.
Blair looking to arrive here, potentially trail the jack or land the shot bowl. He's done the ladder, but it's locked. It's a good shot.
Very, very good shot with not the outcome they wanted, but yet again, it's set up well.
Ultra important now that Gura tries to give that shot bowl a friend. Because if Blair plays a very similar bowl next time, he can land the bowl for 3 or 4. So...
And if you're in Giora's shoes as it stands, you'd want to be trying to get a nice little 2 here and reset. And
well, you want to play it with this bowl knowing that you're holding shot rather than potentially having to draw a shot with your last 3 or 4 down. That's a whole different kettle of fish that comes under with a lot more pressure under the belt. So he's got a nice little shelf there to sit on or just beat. it's all about his speed from there.
Has he got the stretch?
Oh, Greg, he's not far away if he's not. You would think by what I'm looking at, that last bowl's third shot at worst. Blair's changing his hand and attacking towards the last bowl. Will he hold up? Not quite.
It's probably a good miss then on Blair's behalf with the weight he was coming at, because any back slice of Giora was only pushing the jack to both of theirs.
Right. I tend to think he was playing for half of that last bowl of
Yes,
Giora's
yeah.
to then go and get
in.
the shot bowl. Peel them both out. Probably another metre of weight, and he wouldn't have been far away from doing it. But Gura's got a free hit here. One roll of his own if he slips around. Back toucher. Any multiple here is absolutely gold. Just needs to find a seat. Yes, absolutely. Well played, Gura. Cracking last bowl.
Very good shot.
The only question was that 2 or was that 3?
They're not signalling a lot, are they?
2. Good reward, to be fair. They've played a lot of good bowls over the last few ends without getting shot, so they'll be really rapt that they can close that gap. The last thing they wanted there was for Kelly and Blair to score again and sort of develop an even bigger lead. So keeping it nice and tight there. 6 ends played, score 5-3. So it's what we probably expected at the start of the game, with the way the rink's playing and the way everyone has been playing, you know, to get to the stage. Both teams have been playing really well. And another very steady start there from Anne McCarthy. And a quality reply just on cue.
So we see Blair Davidson and Kelly McKirahan still hold the lead 5-3 after 6 ends against Giora and Anne McCarthy. Lovely shot there from Anne. Still just down, but very well positioned. Thank you, Lisa Phillips, for asking if I was the only person available to commentate tonight. Just wondering why you're not playing, mate. Did you forget to come, or did you get knocked out? Let us know.
Oh, gee whiz. Leaving that one alone.
There's nothing better than friends, is there? What do they say? You can't live with them and you can't live without them.
start from both leads, I'll get back to the game. I think I'll leave that sort of...
100%. 2 on and 2 behind. Yet again, we've seen Cal take it off that centre line. She's had plenty of chalk this game, and the night is young.
Once again, we're seeing very few short bowls, which is very, very pleasing to see. You want to see all bowls be given a chance. Just to the naked eye, I think this might be a fraction short of this length. She might just have tricked both of the boys up a wee bit here, because all 3 of their bowls so far have just had that extra metre. But they've still finished in good zones.
Perfect line there from Blair, just a touch over, but that with that weight, perfect for the trail, slide of the bowl, anything like that.
Yeah, a little pocket is developing. If the jack only moves 4 to 6 inches, it's mainly in Clayton favour. And you get a chance just to turn that front bowl once. If she gets around, she'll sort of nullify that pack. Is it going to bend? Speed's good for it.
Yeah. Oh. And solid home too, just sort of creating a little bit of a... putting one amongst the Clayton nest.
Yeah.
Surface like this, you only really need half a roll off your last bowl, and it's nearly play the same bowl and just hope it does it.
Oh, I would think so, yeah. The old overcorrection is the mother of all evils.
Mm.
Stiff, played a good speed, it was just that bowl narrower. Got the wrong side of the pink bowl. Does that open up a few options on the forehand?
Yeah, absolutely. That forehand, sit Cal through any trail of the jacks, goes to their little nest there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Sort of a good bad one. As you said, sometimes it's not all bad if you're down as you go to the mat, if it's well set up.
Right.
And that spoils that fun. Very good shot there from Cal. But, I guess with weight, depending on the angles, they could both go.
The danger Gurus got is he can't afford to lose his front bowl, so I think, they might potentially have 2/3.
Yeah, it's the centre line of Annie's or the wing of Kelly's just...
Right, it's close. But just the way he's played so far suggests that he'll probably just play that metre away, just arriving, still try and splash the jack out to the right, land the pink bowl square, you're falling behind the jack, you nearly push the jack up the green for 2.
And we've seen the jack go forward before, so...
just leaning on it a wee bit, so he thinks it's on the high line. And so the speed was very similar about what we're talking. He's just missed, that bowl wide. Now it's up to the Clayton team whether they want to try and stop that shot or whether they just try and protect. Sometimes you can do both.
Appears they're going for the protection, sort of covering Annie's wing bowl.
And if they get back to Kelly's last bowl, then you're probably counting anyway.
Yeah, absolutely. That falls down, it's even better.
They'd hate to play down the forehand side and sort of frame it. Anything on the high line on the left-hand side of the rink is just going to make your shot even easier. So he's only got a one-bowl target really at this point. So I can understand why they're just being a bit more defensive and playing down Blair's backhand side. Just overplaying it, but it's in the right area.
It's a really good home there.
Similar shot, just trying to make the small correction. Still just hanging on the high line by the looks. Super speed, just couldn't get back for him.
They're looking to change, capitalise, touch of the jack works.
Yes, as long as you're steering clear of that front bowl, that you don't chance rolling it up and over. You'd hate to undo the hard work that you've done so far. So it's a free draw to the pink bowl. If you get back to the jack, it really is the icing on the cake. How much bend's he going to get? Beautiful weight. Just not going to bend enough to count. So another 2 shots there. Extends the lead to 7-3.
After 7 ends. Nearing midway point of the game.
That's sort of what we were talking about earlier, like it can get away from you pretty quick. Like it doesn't feel like we've been going that long and we're hitting the halfway mark here. So you've really got to work hard in these opening parts not to let the opponents get away and get a run going. So pretty good job so far. Obviously, Gura would have been hoping to put, Gura and Annie would have been hoping to put 2 good ends together there and score back to back, but it wasn't to be. Now it's up to how they reply.
This is the time they need to sort of get that next number. And as you said, it's the consistency of it. It's all good and well to pick up a 2 or a 3 or a 1, but it's getting that consistent back-to-back ends that really consolidates the game in the end.
Well, I think it's a fairly common thought process that that number's never on the card really until that next end's played.
That's when it's sealed, isn't it?
You pick up a 2 or 3 and then you drop a 2 or 3. Well, you've just cancelled each other out.
Yep.
So really, putting 2, 3 ends together is so crucial.
2 cracking lead bowls. Yet again, doesn't want it on that centre line.
But, she hasn't...
Playing that perfect area, though. Like, it's not like she's jagging at 5 metres. It's just rolling it off.
No correction required off the first bowl, and she's just made the natural correction of going a bowl tighter and run into the jack. Speed's so solid that it's not going to go back to Annie's back one. Looks like Annie's played a slightly more aggressive. Oh, dearie me. Very close. Ultra aggressive there and actually lost the bowl in the end. So she would have been conscious there because Kelly's played 2 good bowls of not being short, but has just overplayed that fractionally. So leaves a little bit more work for Giora with his 2. Assume here with Blair's first one to be just trying to get to Annie's back bowl. Even just past it is acceptable. And he's in the right zone for it.
Yeah, perfect position bowl, getting there first. It's good to see Anne have that confident crack too. I think it's, especially in walk pairs, it's absolutely...
No, absolutely. Not letting heads build up.
I think one thing we all need to appreciate watching Giora on the mat is he sort of does the... almost like a Happy Gilmore, prepares for the shot before getting on the mat, but it's very clear as to what he's going to play. But he's made his decision. He's not on the mat contemplating. He's made his call before he's stepped on the mat. I think that's a really good habit that we can all sort of probably have a lesson from. Too often we're questioning ourselves on the mat.
Yeah, totally. Any indecision when you're playing a bowl is pretty much going to be a killer. So not stepping on the mat before you're 100% ready to play is a very, very good part of any pre-shot routine. And yeah, I'd highly encourage that's what people will sort of adapt into their game. Few bowls there and thereabout without changing the head, so it's still 2 to Kelly. And a chance really to play something similar and really tidy this head up.
Yeah, for the Caulfield team, you don't really want her hiding the jack off that sort of where it's positioned. If she tucks that away, it becomes a really, really...
Giora's bowl there that's nearly on the line could become a little bit of a hazard. So, yes, a big opportunity here for the Clayton pairing. Kelly looks a fraction on the high line. So no change happening here, but just past. You never know if Annie's playing a little bit of weight.
Slices the jack out. It's not a terrible home to be.
No, 3 bowls there waiting, and 2 a Clayton and 1 a Caulfield. So reasonable angle here on the full draw.
She's got that weight. Oh, what a good bowl. Changes it up.
Very stiff result, you'd have to say.
Absolutely. Any more of the bowl, she was all over it. Weight was ideal for the shot, but changes the angles and creates that open draw.
Yep. Forehand draw here for Kelly. Similar weight to what she played, but on the other hand, might be counting, but it does provide a little bit of a guide there for Annie. Decent line. How's the speed going? Just overplayed it. Still potentially gives another option. There's always that chance there if Blair frames, on the attempt of drawing a shot, sits one right by it. Having a bowl pass like that is definitely not a bad thing. Current situation looks like it would be 2 and a measure to the Clayton side.
Ooh.
No longer.
No, unfortunately.
He had really good speed, but there was always the danger of missing that bowl narrow.
And not that you wanted to give a larger target on the wider side, but ideally you were just beating Kelly's wide wing one to sort of sit in behind, but easier said than done when we're sitting in the comfort of a chair.
And yeah, totally. And look, in that situation, you know, potentially even 18 inches to 2 feet in front in the draw line might not have been a bad scenario, that it would have, you know, shut off the draw line for Gura. So now, you know, measure for shot. Gura can turn his own bowl once, or if he slips around, you know, all of a sudden it's a really good situation for the Caulfield pairing.
Just undercooked that one, unfortunately, and he's sort of signalling that he's sort of that 5 foot short to the jack there, which isn't an ideal time to be doing so, but we are all human and we've all done it and we'll all continue to do it in crucial parts of matches. It's part of the game.
The way Kelly is sort of waving her arm for suggesting Blair might play down on the back end, Clayton might still hold shot. Can somehow find a navigation through the bowls with dead weight. He can draw down here. Starting to release. Oh, it's a really good effort. If it's not counting, it's very close.
Very good effort. Well navigated as well. Wasn't an easy shot by any stretch of the imagination.
I just tend to believe that if Gura's bowl was shot, they might have been a bit more aggressive to it. So I think Kelly was favouring her bowl before that last one going in. So it's 1 and a measure to Clayton, I would hazard a guess. Doesn't change Gura's shot. Still one roll of his own. If he beats that wing bowl that Annie's got her foot high.
I've heard you. Okay, good. Same thing.
I think Gura's line with his first bowl was okay. He's just got to make that speed correction. Just needs to miss Blair's bowl. Unable to do so.
Hit it with safe enough weight that it didn't change. Kelly's grabbed the jack.
Yeah, that was rather quick.
Very. There was no measuring, but I'll say it and I'll say it again. Anne McCarthy would have one of the best eyes when it comes to lawn bowls and dictating whether she's up or down that you will see across the region.
Well,
I'm yet to see Annie be wrong with when she's saying she's up, she's down the number. She's always been right in my experience of playing against her or with her.
There we go. 2 shots to Clayton.
Really, really creates that gap. 6 shots difference after 8 ends. Seeing a slight change in length again. The mat's sort of still in that mid-range, but positive opener, nothing wrong with that.
Really nailing that centre line, which really gives her the confidence that she can trust her line and really put the full focus into the speed. So I would imagine a small correction with the second. And Annie very, very similar. Similar tracks.
Yeah. Another good shot there from Cal, finding that perfect centre line and behind the jack.
And I think that's a really good illustration there of not overcorrecting. I think too many players will try and drop 4 or 5 feet on their first bowl and then tend to overcorrect and be short with the second. Just, halving that distance, only dropping 2 feet, still really, really good here. And Annie's done a great job as well.
Keeps you in the game and relevant, not in the
Yeah.
road and 4 foot short.
Right. 2 good corrections there. Still giving your bowler a chance. And ultimately, you're making it easier for the next player coming behind you. Fairly close first attempt here.
Fair lawn bowl from Blair. Regardless, as we're saying, it's not all about holding shot. It's about building those nice heads with all lead bowls in the walk pairs, whether it be the actual leads or the skippers playing their first 2. It's setting it up for what is going to be.
So many different analogies you can use for that. It's like, building a house. You can't put the roof on if the foundations and the walls are up, and you can't put a quality end of bowls together if the leads and 2s aren't in there. All of a sudden it puts the back ends, under great pressure to be on the defensive. So all those bowls in this good little zone here give you so many more options. And I think all of the players here have done a pretty good job of when they've missed. They've still missed in zones that have given themselves a double chance of, later on down the end. Very
the
few
old
bowls.
futuristic bowl.
Yep.
Fair correction here from Giora. Another one still in that zone, so might not necessarily be the shot, but it's good enough to be in the game.
You'd imagine here Kelly would be continuing on her backhand, just drawing to her last bowl, a chance to sit the shot bowl, 1 foot trail, nearly makes a 3.
Just a touch over, but yet again, all in that nice little home. You're going to hear a lot of awesome sounds outside. So this facility, not only is it world class on its own under the beautiful new dome, they're hosting futsal outside. There's pickleball, there's tennis. There's something for all sports, all ages, and for anyone willing to get physical in any way. So I encourage you, if you have not come down and see the new complex, come down by all means. It is awesome.
Yeah, very impressive. There's something here for everyone, there's no doubt about that. You like your sport, there's going to be an option for you.
And I think pickleball is going to be the sport of the times. It seems to be the trending sport.
Giving this every chance.
Yeah, enough of it. That'll secure the shot.
And just develops that pocket even more. So it becomes a double problem here for the Caulfield pairing. Like, they really do want to try and get the shot out of it, but they've also got to defend that pack that's in behind the jack.
And I think it's a case of sometimes you're best to be the one to trail it to the opposing track.
Yeah, I think Annie will be trying to play a very similar bowl to what Kelly just played. Might have just missed on the high line.
Just overcooked it. And
Right
there's
idea.
nothing wrong with the consistency of where their bowls are landing, but by all means, I would think that this is the loosest centre bowls we've seen.
Right,
They're all
speed-wise.
centre line. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Everyone's found their line perfectly. It's just... which I would imagine means that the length is slightly shorter. Would be a good guess.
Yep. And sometimes just too, I think they're overconscious of not being or underplaying, so they're just overplaying. So ideally here, Gura's beating those two pink bowls. Just behind the jack, whether he gets shot or not, it'll give him so many more options for his second bowl. Got the opportunity of using Anne McCarthy's bowl there just on the right. Oh, he's playing a little bit of weight here, looking for the shot bowl right now. Close to the jack.
Changes it, doesn't it? Still one down, but potentially 2 seconds out of that shot.
I thought he might have played that with his last, but he's decided to go with his first bowl. Certainly not the wrong shot, but it's just a matter of when you think is the right time. And it's certainly changed it.
We were chatting prior to the game, Giora and myself, in regards to what draws him to the game. I always find that interesting to ask each bowler what keeps him continually wanting to play. And he said the fact you can always improve. And I think what an attitude. And I think too often we don't think of that while we are playing. You know, he's missed a couple of shots, but backed himself there to play a nice weighted shot. Did he get the result? No, but it's probably created a better head for him to be playing into.
I guess having that, that growth mindset where you're always looking for ways to better yourself, whether it's, you know, in whatever walk of life or in what sport. So, you know, there's always ways in this game. You never ever stop learning. You never ever stop finding ways to, you know, improve your game, whether that's on the training track or, you know, actually in a game situation itself. You know, there's always ways you're looking to refine your game, whether it's mentally, whether it's, you know, like just with your delivery, how you're feeling, what you're seeing, what you're doing. There's always ways you can look to improve things. And you know, you look at Guru's been playing playing the game a long time. So the fact that he's still looking, you know, at that, you know, having that attitude and look at it that way is brilliant. Forehand on the run.
Okay. Probably a slightly fortunate outcome, but not fortunate for... Still one down.
Needed to get the jack on the move, and unfortunately I think he was looking for it to more come out to the right. Unfortunately it bounced off the bowl and went out to the left, so no worse off. Certainly gave it a crack, and once again dropping ones, not the end of the world, but at some stage Gura and Annie are going to have to start, you know, getting a run on themselves and get a couple of ends under their belt and trying to sort of hack into this deficit that they're under at the moment.
Absolutely. Putting them in a 10-3 lead after 9 ends. We're really starting to get to that final third of the game, and will we see, you know, if Annie and when Annie and Giora get the mat back, will they change length? Will Annie change hands? You know, a famous trick that we've seen many people use is getting your lead to change your hands. It's not always a reflection on how they're going. It's just to change something. It's a beautiful opening bowl there.
Might force Annie into changing hands. Looking to add a couple of feet here and just nestle in behind. Certainly got the right line for it.
It's a happy home.
make a small correction. Unfortunately, just underplaying.
I think the first person who ever exposed me to the lead changing hand rule would be Jim Yates. So he's won a couple of large titles himself, and whole family are good bowlers amongst them. But yeah, he certainly created the standard for what a bowler should be, and the family's most certainly followed in his footsteps.
It's a really, really
very,
good
very good shot there from Blair. Really set it up well.
and when you think about it, it's a great bit of advice, because sometimes you're not doing a whole lot wrong, but if you're not scoring, you've got to change something up, because, you know, they talk about the definition of insanity, they're doing the same thing over and over and again and expecting a different result. So at some point you've got to do something slightly differently, and you know, we talk about not needing to have the shot as a lead, but you need to have bowls in the zone. And you know, sometimes by changing a hand, you might get in your opponent's road, or just change one little thing, which can make a massive snowball effect down the back end of each end.
Yeah, beautiful bowl there from Giora. Confident second shot.
Very close again with the right weight. Just over the speed. Obviously not ideal for them to sit that bowl of Gura's in there, but it's not making a target any bigger or anything like that. So from a Clayton perspective, they can really try and play mix and match even from this stage, and not give, you know, Gura and Annie the chance to build heads and put big numbers together. If they can chew up a few ends, you know, they pick up one, drop one, it's really not doing themselves any harm whatsoever.
It's certainly something we haven't seen. I think the greatest number we've seen picked up would be a 2. So it's certainly been a very conservative game, and, you know, in regards to the standard, it's a reflection on all bowlers. Understood. I'm sure Giora and Anne aren't feeling that they're bowling at that standard, being 7 shots down, but you don't go through games only dropping 2s when you're bowling that, you know.
Right. And you know the first 5 or 6 ends certainly, you know, all 4 were playing well, so there was minimal chance for a number. And it's just been the fact that Clayton's just got 2 or 3 ends in a row that's allowed them to sort of, you know, create this buffer.
Appears to be on a better line, this one of Annie's. Just a touch too wide.
And it's a fine line between trying to get the shot now, as I'd suggest that Annie was trying to sit the pink bowl through.
Yes.
Fortunately, when she misses, she's just going through too far. It just takes away that chance to build the head to get 2 or 3 seconds and then play it.
And by sort of planting Blair's bowl, it's put it in next to Giora's to be, you know, any form of number yet again.
Right.
Everything's fairly matched.
Yeah. And because the Clayton pairing have still got 3rd shot, there's no real requirement for them to put another bowl in there. They just can look to stay a metre away, not build the heads up, just make sure that all the bowls are split up. You know, from their perspective, they look at the scoreline 10-3. If they can pick up 2 1s and drop 2 1s over the next 4 ends, the situation's really strong for them. So it makes the Caulfield pairing really play the chasing game, and you know, when you start playing the chasing game, you have to take risks that you don't necessarily want to take.
Is it too early in the game to be looking for a kill from the Caulfield team to be resetting, or you think they've just got to back themselves with still obviously 5 ends to play after this end?
They've made shot there, so it would have been, look, very much the case that they want to score this end, but for a long time the head wasn't really setting up much for a kill. It was only just over a 1-bowl target. I mean, that's a great result. They managed to get shot, and also Annie Spoles stuck around for third, so that was perfect. So that was the benefit of just playing that more dead weight, is that she hung around. Even if she hadn't got shot there, she would have created 2 seconds and given Guru a great chance to be able to play the pink bowl out.
Good shot from Blair there, adding another toucher into the pack. Yet again, a couple of seconds, so...
Yeah, and changes the angles, gets their jack slightly out to the side, which brings all those back bowls back into play.
And you're always going to be hunting for the shot, but when you've got sort of that 7-shot buffer, you dropping ones is A-okay.
Oh, totally. Yep, you can play with a totally more defensive mindset, and that by all means you can still be trying to get shot, but know that, as you say, 1 down's not hurting you one bit. Because effectively you can drop ones for the rest of the game and you still win.
Yes.
Without getting shot, that's not a bad little home, that. It's not making things any easier. It's shut off part of the options to the jack. Be interesting to see whether Blair plays forehand or backhand. I would assume that he would be playing some form of attacking shot towards it.
Well, there's a real mixture at the back there, so even if he is to get jack back, you know, I'm sure he backs himself to... It's probably no worse off if jack does go back.
You'd think there's a high probability that his bowl would follow. If he was to attack and hit the pink bowl, the jack goes sideways. The only thing they want to be careful there, they'd probably want to play enough weight that it kills.
Yes.
But I think the ultimate result would be off the last bowl of Guru, as he could nearly peel both green ones out. And if the jack moves, like there's, as you say, it's an even bunch. Oh,
Very good shot.
I wasn't sure whether that cannon was lining up. Obviously wasn't moving the jack. It was just getting the bowl. And not only that, as it rolled the pink bowl and cross in front of the jack, which really shuts off a few of Guru's options. Really good conversion at an important time of the game. It's always nice to be able to play that with your last bowl, which only gives your opponent one chance to sort of rectify the situation.
That's when you have to be getting the weight and it all right, not just that I can afford to play anything and fix it with my next. It's got to be that accurate.
Yeah. Forcing shot on the forehand. Just under the line.
No worse off. To Blair and Callie, as we've just seen the end of the 10th end. So 12 plays 3 after 10 ends. The game is starting to get out of reach, but nothing is ever impossible in the game of bowls. As we've seen before, we've seen stranger things happen. There's still 5 ends to play.
And I think that's a key point, right? Like, you know, there's still 40 shots up for grabs if you think about it in the grand scheme, but trying not to get them all at once. As far as, you know, if you try and go out here and get 6, 7, 8, you've got to play 5 consistent ends here and look at the thing. I would be looking at this and go, righto, 5 twos.
Yep.
You know, really break it down and then just work super hard this end to try and score that small multiple. If you're in an opportunity, obviously, to get more than that, happy days. But if you take too big a risk trying to get a big number, then obviously you take a bigger risk, and generally when you take the bigger risk, you can fall on your, you know what, pretty quick.
Yeah, good positive openers from both the girls there.
Yeah, very good correction.
Great correction. The facility is that good here at Caulfield Park that not only can the players watch their game live, they can watch it on the live screen, on the big screen out. How cool is that? Just in case you want to know what you've done wrong, you can resort to the screen and see what you've done.
I think you're more likely to watch the good ones than the bad ones.
Yes, absolutely. Yet again, guys, let us know where you are tuning in from. Tell us about it. How have you gone with your region games and your pennant season? Coming to the concluding stages of the bowl season for 25-26. We are here live from Caulfield Park. Watch 10 ends of the mixed pairs final with Blair Davidson playing Callie McKirahan against Anne McCarthy and Giora Pomerantz. Let us know your predictions from here. Can the Caulfield Park duo make the comeback?
I think what you'll find here is a high chance of the Clayton pairing just being able to play that real strategic game management from here and just play a big mixy-matchy. And
Playing chess, you reckon? A bit of checkmate?
Very much so. You don't want the heads to build up. You don't even have to worry about shots now. Play 1 or 2 really good ones and play protection mode. You can make, you know, Caulfield have to make all the running, so to speak. Great effort there by Gura, and it's ended up in a good home.
David's just chimed in on the Caulfield Park stream asking how many ends. It's 15 for all finals outside of triples and obviously singles when you're getting to 21 or 25, depending if it's novice or open or champ. But yeah, we stay in line with what bowls Victoria play at State Champions Week.
Gura will be looking for a very similar bowl to his last. He can get to the jack. He'll be in a 1 foot trail. He makes a couple. Oh, he just dropped a foot of weight. Opportunity for Kelly here to really lock this end away. 1 foot trail around the corner. Just overplaying it, I'd suggest, although it gets to a good home back towards Annie's back bowls.
Yeah, breaks them up, as you said. Perhaps they're just going for that match. 1s and 2s in the head and matching.
That's okay. Good weight. Next one.
Gura happy with that speed, so they're obviously looking to land the bowl or trail that jack back somewhat.
Blair calling for a draw there. Cal sort of reaching out in regards to wanting to play that cover, knowing full well and having played Anne and Giora many a times what they both are capable of and how well they can play those swinging shots when required. And it wouldn't be uncanny of either of them to pull it out in a clutch moment of a game either. We've seen it both both of them do those massive shots in a crucial point.
Dead right, and they're in a situation where they can look at, righto, where's the worst case scenario? And the worst case scenario was down to those back 3 bowls. So
Couldn't
Kelly's
have played any better.
right, split them up perfectly.
Good skipping from leading.
Yep.
No, it's communication, isn't it? It's the key, and I think we all see it differently. And
we're just trying to paint that picture so that whatever shot you are going to play on the mat, you're 100% committed to. And at the end of the day, you know, like if Caulfield play a great shot here and land the shot bowl, it's only 1. You know, if the jack comes back down, then there's the chance for potentially 2, 3, 4. So, you know, it makes sense that you're looking to split these back ones up still, even just get a little bit further back. And if they play the perfect shot, then you're still not going to get, too punished for it.
very well positioned lawn bowl from young Blair there. You can see his years of experience, although he is still very young, but you can see how he's been playing for his country since he was 13 years of age.
It certainly shuts off a few options. Now is getting close to the time where they may even be considering going quicker again and maybe killing.
Yeah, well, kill Jack in the pit. I think you got to start playing that aggressive approach.
It's certainly on the table. So, I mean, there's a number of different options here for Gura, and, he's just got to make sure he's 100% committed to whatever he chooses and plays it to the best of his ability. He's sticking to just that arriving.
He's just going to stand in our road again. We'll get the other view. Oh, just in that arriving weight, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, changing it.
Might have even got shot out of that.
Yeah, looking like the wing green is holding shot, but same as we said before, one's is needs to try and double it up here, or Blair's got the opportunity to trail it for a perfect little.
That's right. He's got 2 or 3 options. He can sit the green bowl out and stay for 3. He can trail the jack, and there's a number of options. Once again, it's whatever he's most comfortable playing, knowing that he probably doesn't want to overplay it. 1 down's not terrible, but he can play a metre away comfortably. Will he bend? He's trying to get back.
Just about the same results.
Good hard look at this. It's close for shot. And really, there's not a whole lot happening here.
It's a real danger zone, Blair's bowl. It's too risky to try and sit out any slice of jack. Seems to, either way is not ideal for them.
No. I'm struggling to see where he can get more than 2. Really, cold draw side toucher gets them two comfortably, but yeah, look, there's not really too many more options available that I can see. Anyway, we'll see what Gura comes up with. On the draw line for sure. What side of the pink bowl is he going to finish? Oh, any thinner rub on that would have been perfect.
Good crowd reaction. I don't think enough weight. One in the way of Kelly and Blair, which puts a 10-shot lead after 11 ends. A huge shout out why Cal's rolling her jack, and they're just sort of commencing this end to all of our host clubs, not only for this event but for all of them thus far. It's a huge effort, as you well know, from hosting and organising Al. Like it doesn't go unsaid that we cannot thank them enough for everything they've done. Like just in this event alone, we've had Cheltenham, we've had Cranbourne, we've had Chadstone, we've had Caulfield.
No, it's great that we get the privilege of using these facilities around Sandbelt, and we are extremely grateful when the clubs make their facilities available. And as you say, you can't run these events without them. They're a crucial part of it, and we're very lucky that we've got a big region that we can sort of spread the love a wee bit. But no, very grateful that the clubs come to the party and help out.
Perfect opener there from Cal. That couple of foot behind.
To be fair, it's probably been the tail of the tape the last few ends that the Clayton bowlers have just been a little bit more consistent. They've given themselves more opportunities. Whereas the first 5 or 6 ends, it was extremely 50-50. I think the last 5 ends, it's been a little bit more in Clayton's favour.
Yeah, and if they're missing, as we commented before, like the centre lining was unreal from all 4 players, but there was a few looser bowls lengthwise, which I think cost Caulfield a couple of ends in a row, just not nailing that length in the out of whether it be the lead or the skip. Their first 2 bowls each were just that little bit through.
And it just minimised their options when they weren't holding the shot. They didn't have as good a heads to play to, so
no.
Certainly makes things harder. You tend to get a bit more unlucky because you just don't have the same bowls in the right area to give yourself that chance to score.
So with both the girls having won near 50 titles, I wonder how many finals they've played in then. You'd have to say it'd be near, well, would you go double or would you go 75 between the two?
Wouldn't shock me.
In total, like obviously winning and losing?
I can only speak for more on Kelly's behalf, and she would have that's very solid areas. I would think might be another 10 finals that she's played. Might be half again. So I don't think 75 is an unreasonable shout between the two of them. That's a lot of finals.
It is, isn't it?
Holy moly. On the speed here, getting the big wave to try and get it that extra couple of feet, which always helps.
There's no doubt about animation in lawn bowls, is there? Especially with your dear fiancée, Cal. Got around that front one perfect, just overplayed it.
Crucial few bowls coming up, like the 3 down. They've just got to score here, Gura and Annie. So they've got to find a way to either get a couple inside the Clayton bowls or get the jack on the move. Because it is absolutely now or never. I think Kelly's heading to the back of the rink, forecasting that there will be some aggression. Might have just overplayed it.
Easy done.
Yeah, definitely some aggression here.
Probably sets it up slightly better. Gets out of the way of the one in the eye, and nearly one that they can work with Annie's wing bowl there.
And pushed another Caulfield bowl down the back.
Yes.
So once again, Clayton will not be concerned about potentially dropping one. They'll be more interested in splitting up the back bowls.
Yeah, there's your backy.
Pretty good.
Thank you to our main man Jack in the back. Not trying to rhyme, that wasn't even meant to be a rhyme. Who's directing and changing the camera angles. This is absolute world class. To be able to stream from fixed cameras is something really, really special. So, and it creates all those creative images without missing the concept of where the bowl is and where the jack is and who's bowled it.
It's a fantastic setup. First time I've sort of been a part of this, and it's an awesome sight to behold, that's for sure.
Right up your
Don't do it.
I was
Don't
going to
do
say,
it.
Ali.
More protection.
Yeah.
Still looking for a trail. The jack unfortunately gets his own bowl out. Means it's going to be 2 to Clayton. And not much of a target.
Nearly jagged the jack too with that edge of Annie's bowl.
Unfortunately takes another shoulder away, so it's going to be nearly bare jack or bust for Gera with his last. So it looks like Blair's...
You'd be happy with that setup if you were Team Clayton right now, wouldn't you?
My word. Anything past the jack here, just trying to play mix and match. How far is he running? Well, just taking the chalk off. Come on, Blair.
How brave are you going to be in this one? I think...
well, there's no point drawing. One shot's not
No.
helping you. I think I'd be tempted to say if we're dropping 2 here, it's nearly...
kill or nothing.
Yeah. That's where my mindset would be. Unless there was a pocket that they could still potentially get...
That perfect trail too.
Right. He's out on a draw line. Just underplayed. Probably.
Could be a shot that he will think about tonight, unfortunately.
Yeah. Yeah, that'll be grinding on him a wee bit. The one thing you didn't want to be was shorter speed. Anyway.
Another 2 in the way of Blair and Kelly, which has put them in a 12-shot lead after 11 ends. after 12 ends. Apologies.
And just that consistency, hasn't it been in the middle or the second part of the game there really has paid dividends for the Clayton pairing.
Yeah, the second and third parts of the game has definitely shown that, and that's when they've got the trot on.
And it hasn't been big numbers, but it's just been consistent. Like, they haven't had a bad end between them, which is obviously a key thing. If you have one teammate struggle, then it's important that you knuckle down and do the job. And between the two of them, they've been pretty consistent and not left themselves in too many dicey situations. Correction there from Annie. They're sort of running out of options here. They've really just got to stack them in as close as they can and hope like anything that the Clayton pairing miss. You know, when you're chasing, 4 an end for 3 ends, it's not insurmountable, but your room for error is 0.
Yeah, I've had some good comments come in on the YouTube feed too, just saying the scoreline, and it doesn't. I think in the back half it does, as we've just touched on. The scoreline doesn't show the quality of bowls we've seen.
Right.
We've certainly seen, as we've touched on just now, the change in consistency, and yeah, it's a very fair statement to say you'd like to see a little bit more aggression, but as we've said all night, it's a game of opinions.
Yeah.
And it's very easy for all of us to be sitting, whether it's in the comfort of our own homes, the comfort of a chair, commentating. But when we're out there and we each play the game different, and there is multiple ways to get an outcome, and obviously tonight's, don't want to early crow it, but it doesn't appear that tonight's been their night.
Right. No, I think that's a fair statement. Like, at the end of the day, we've all got different strategies, and that it becomes down to execution. And some days, you play everything well, and you have a great night, and then there's other times it doesn't matter what you try, it doesn't quite work. There probably were opportunities to play more weight, but I think Eura's strength is just that arriving full draw, sitter bowl here, there. I think he plays that so well that I'm not surprised that that's the tactic he's run with for the most part. And then we say that, and he decides to play a heck of a lot more weight.
Okay, well, changes it again.
The hard thing is the bowls are still pretty well split up, and if the jack goes right down the back, you'd think there'd be quite a bit of room for Clayton to minimise the chance for number. So, you get close to making, asking the question, at what point do you try and kill and restart? Or has the horse bolted? Kelly gets a 1 foot trail here. It's going to make things awfully difficult. Not far away if she holds the line. Oh, that's really,
Very
really
good shot.
And hides the jack in behind the 2 front bowls, so that's going to make it even more difficult to try and kill.
White was in the area, got a lucky result sort of off our own, but I think it's still probably in the favour of Clayton. It's sort of a measure to what they're signalling.
Yeah, I agree with that, and chance for Kelly here to play the forehand, change it over, and it's almost the same shot. 1 foot trail into a
He's
whole
probably
big
even
bunch of Clayton
better.
balls. She's not quick, she's close. She's just overplayed this. And once again, when you overplay it, you're getting into the split up mode of the back bowls.
Mm. Yeah, beautiful bowl from Anne there. Getting a nice roar from her home crew. As we touched on earlier, so great to see so many people out here. Not the end, obviously, where you're seeing the bare chairs, but close to the clubhouse. There's 20 to 30 people here enjoying a cold drink, and they've put on a beautiful barbecue. So hospitality-wise, they have certainly excelled themselves tonight.
As good a shot as that is from Annie, it still doesn't help them
No, they
build
need
a
to sort
target
of be,
and build a number.
yeah, planting in on that group there. And
Even threes on the lower scale of what they need. So even if Gura plays 2 crackers, it's still meaning it's making the next 2 ends even harder. Get a turn of Annie's bowl. Well, it's a pretty good effort.
Okay.
What's he made there? He had outside chance he's made 3.
Close to 3, says Cal.
He's in the area.
What a shot.
Not sure if he's got shot or not, but he's certainly taken the 2 or 3 out.
Yeah, absolutely.
One to Caulfield.
Discussing sort of how to make a number, as you just said, one sort of aren't helpful.
No, exactly what we just talked about. Even the 2 here means you need 2 5s and you haven't got last bowl. You know.
Yeah, he's looking to sort of nudge and follow.
Right. Try and play through Anne McCarthy's bowl. Might be able to punch one up and follow through. Very difficult. Once again, the other option is you're running the bare jack to try and get it out of play and restart. But with the position of the shot bowl, that's not that easy either. Looks like he's playing backhand through their own bowls that were shot before the jack trail. He hasn't quite got the weight to push them all up. Poke the pink bowl through. One to Gura and Annie. 11 the diff with 2 to play.
Need to see some big bowls happen here.
So they're going Matt right back, trying to play Jack short.
Well, leaves the option for the kill, so
Yeah.
wise manoeuvre if you're going to shorten it. It's never too late to be great in a game either. Yeah, beautiful opening bowl there from Annie. That's the epitome of if you stuff it up, you fix it up. When you lose your jack roll, that positive through, giving them options. Not an end you really want to be short or jack high with your first bowl in their position.
No, definitely not. Very similar line. Got the running. We'll get back to the jack. And that's all they can do for now. Stuff as many of them in as close as possible.
And see what happens.
I'm proud of the bowling made upstairs.
They were the sort of beautiful bowls we saw at the beginning of the game from Annie.
Yeah. Forehand draw for Gura. Trying to tidy it up. Get 1 foot trail just to sort of take the jack off the line. Just a metre too far. Ordinarily it'd be a great home, but in this situation where they really need to score big numbers, need to try and get a big cluster together.
Great shot from Blair there.
And that's absolutely
Toucher, back hopper.
perfect. Absolutely no requirement to get too close for Clayton now with that back toucher. It'll be just a matter of covering all of the different avenues. Out on a slightly higher line, if he gets past Jack High, he's done his job. But it's more likely to spit sideways than back, obviously. Very difficult for that bowl to disappear.
Will we see some weight from Annie here?
Well, I think they have to. If they're serious about trying to score big numbers, it's not happening with a back toucher against. So they've really got to take the punt, either get the bowl out or get the jack on the move. And whether that's a metre, which is not the easiest shots, or whether you just try and restart. Oh, grand attempt. Yeah, and a cracking home there, just waiting for
Yeah.
that little trail. So that takes that shot away. Now one would feel that needs more speed. The need for speed.
Indeed. More speed it is.
But holds, it's good.
Both have remained exceptionally positive throughout, regardless of, the deficit. They've just encouraged.
I think I don't actually think I've ever seen Gura anything but encouraging
No,
and
he's
positive.
one
He's
of
just
the,
one of the most genuinely nice blokes I think I've ever met.
absolutely. A true gentleman on and off the green.
Yep, totally.
Well, 2 chances to stay relevant in this final.
Yeah. All or nothing. Got to get that jack on the move. Starting to bend back now. It's just on the high line. If he gets to his own bowl or around it, he's going to do exactly what they needed done. That's into that little pocket. And it's really taking any chance of a number away here. Good discussion there. Gura saying, I think it's kill or bust, which is the correct call. He's got it away really good. Oh, and he's chipped it off clean, dearie me.
Outstanding bowl there from Giora. Unfortunately, not the result he was after. Thank you for everyone watching. But firstly, it would be absolutely remiss of us to not congratulate the 25-26 winners in Callie McKirahan and Blair Davison, representing Clayton, who have defeated Anne McCarthy and Giora 15-5. Congratulations, team, and all the best in this year's state championship. Thank you to Jack, who's been our director for the night. Thank you, Ali, for being my sidekick and confidant and expert in all areas. It has been a lot of fun. We hope you've enjoyed the live stream from home. We are very fortunate, and a huge shout out to Caulfield for not only hosting but allowing us to use their technology. That's us signing off. We look forward to seeing you at the next event. Courtney and Ali signing out.
Bye for now.